Hello, everybody. It's so fun to be here with you again. This is our special day on Friday. And today we have some interesting cards to work with. And I've been noticing some interesting things that I've been learning, and I suspect that you may be going through the same thing. There are things coming up that we are here to maybe go to again. And sometimes it's something that we've seen before, but it looks differently today. So we're going to take a look at that. And Stacy is here with me, and she's going to be putting down a list of those of you who are here. And we see Leslie is here. Welcome, Leslie. And so I want to talk about again what we're doing here today. What we do is to look at, I look at the cards based on what is it that the universe is showing me is the energies that are coming up this weekend and next week. And that gives me a way to kind of focus in and learn what we need to know about that. And so I have written that out, and I will be reading that to you. And then Stacy will be putting that into our website under blog. You can go back and see all of the different ones that we've done recently, probably in the last maybe 4 months, 6 months. I'm not sure how long, but there are many of them in there. So for some reason, Stacy, I'm not seeing anything being posted. Is there a problem here? I see comments. I'm just going to write something in here so I can see if this is working. Okay. There, mine is coming up, but I didn't see anything you had posted, Stacy. Hey, Courtney, so glad you're here. Here we go. So I want to explain to you that this may or may not be your experience, but what I'm finding is that we are in a time of learning again. Learning what we have known, but maybe learning it again at a deeper level. And things will come up in your life that challenge you. Stacy and I were just talking about some of the challenges with our computer, and I tried to send her something and it wasn't coming through. I sort of got tied up in that yesterday and allowed myself to get frustrated. Boy, is that not a good use of your energy. So it was for me to remember again, and we're going to talk about that because we have a card today that will go straight to that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And the luminary today, and by the way, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Arlene Arnold, and I am the founder of Transformational Tools. And I also am a spiritual guide and healing facilitator, and I've been doing my work since 1995. So it is a real pleasure for me to come and do this as we begin to move forward. And we are in the process of really evolving every day. And I get to do that with you. So this is really fun for me. So the first card today is from the Luminaries, and it's called Love. And Stacy will find this so it'll be a little bit clearer for you. This is one of my favorites. In fact, Peter and I used this one as part of our wedding ceremony. And you'll see why as I read some of this for you. So here is something to consider. So in the book, you will find, I'll just take a random page, but you will find that there is information under different titles of the paragraphs. And this one is called Something to Consider. Now, as the veil thins, humanity sees clearly that love was never lost. Now, listen to these next words. These are really crucial. Compassion, acceptance, transformation, encouragement, allowing, embracing, offering, and co-creating are all available as we remember we are one with our divine source. So we are the attributes of the divine source. We are the attributes in form. So one of the things, here's a reflection on it, and then I have a message, and I'll go into a little bit more about it. When humanity acts from fear, love disappears. It's as if a veil is placed between humans and that which most deeply connects them to love. Survival becomes the main focus. That can change. Love has never left. Humans often fear being abandoned, but love, with all its attributes, waits in the wings, ready to be acknowledged. Remember that you were birthed from love. Therefore, you are a rainbow energy imprint of love. Do you see the rainbow in there? Isn't that beautiful in the middle? That's us. We are a rainbow energy imprint of love. So what came to me as I was considering this today is understanding love's message is a huge part of keeping our equilibrium. That's the theme for March. So this will be our last Friday that's in March, but it still really applies to what has come up. It has been said that there are two ways of living life. One is from love and the other is from fear. The above message from love gives you the words that banish fear. So the words that banish fear are when we can stay in that place that is compassion, acceptance, transformation, encouragement, allowing, embracing, offering, and co-creating. That's what can banish fear. So humans often fear being abandoned, but love, with all its attributes, waits in the wings, ready to be acknowledged. So what one is love and the other is fear, and the above message from love gives you the words that banish fear. Staying balanced within yourself depends on how you become love in form. We embody love by how we think, feel, respond, and act. Because we were birthed from this energy that is love, we can let go of all the ways we have been taught to fear. Only then can we be our natural selves, which is love, because that is what we were birthed from. So when you think about this, I want you to remember that you are birthed from love. That which is the source is love. It's the oneness. It is the love that is the oneness. And you and I are a rainbow imprint of that love. We bring those attributes into form. And yet, when we come into form, we have a choice. We can ignore love and live from fear. Or we can use these words that come from love and be that, and then we can live from love and banish fear. So that is the message of this luminary, and what a wonderful message it is. Because if we want to be our true self that's inside here, because we are the soul of, like I'm the soul of the one that is Arlene Arnold. And that soul is inside of me. And that is where, if I live from there, I live from love. Now, I hope don't make this too complicated. Just go back to these words, and that's where you want to put your emphasis. I had to change my language at one point because I began to realize that the words I was using came from fear, and not consciously, but unconsciously, because that's kind of how we've been programmed. But when I came from compassion instead of judgment, it was totally different experience. When I came from acceptance instead of ignoring or sending something away, that was a different experience. When I allowed myself to go through transformation instead of getting tight inside and saying nobody's going to change me, that was an experience of love. And then when I practiced encouragement instead of telling people what they'd done wrong, which that was kind of my experience in life, and it wasn't because my parents and others were trying to do something that would cause fear. It's just how they'd been programmed. And they would always show, even though what I'd done was good, they would show me what I could have done that was better. Well, that really takes a toll on you if nobody sees what you have done as something that is beautiful and that's loving. And then allowing is, this is the one that has come up, and I will be talking about that with red, because there's a difference between allowing and managing. That's just one of the other words that you can use that is opposite to allowing. And then embracing is different than pushing away. Offering is different than saying you will do this. And co-creating is different from saying, well, I did that. That was all me. So very important, very, very important. Okay, so now let's go to the color card. And the color card for today is the strength in red. And I think that, Stacy, you have a picture there of red that you can put up for us. So the strength in red in this situation, I went through the book. This is the color card book. And I went through the chapter on red and looked at all of the different paragraphs that I'd written on the strength in red. And there were things in there that were good, but some of it is still going back to an old way of understanding red. So I want to give you some new information which you can take into yourself and use in your life. So as I looked through the different paragraphs that describe the strength in red, many things applied to this energy of the coming weekend and week. However, the red energy has taken on a new way to work with its strength. So red has taken on a new way to work with its strength. That's why love is the luminary for this weekend and week. Yes, red is able to complete a task by seeing how it looks when it's finished. In other words, this is how red manifests, by seeing something as completed. Then the manifesting becomes natural. What isn't necessarily natural to red, that we have been carrying for many eons, is that it must also be accompanied by letting go of managing the process and holding on to expectations. Now, being an Aries, red is a very important color that's part of my makeup. And that red can simply overtake other things if it doesn't have the balance. So what we want is the balance that we find in the blue. And red and green as primary colors are balancers, but red orange, which is a secondary color, that is balanced by turquoise, which is what I have on today. So what we want is the balance. the sense that we can have the strength in red without becoming one who's operating from fear. Because when you're trying to manage something, you are operating from fear. Fear that you won't get it done, fear that it won't be right, fear that somebody else will not like it. Lots of stuff. So what we want to do is operate from red that is really a helpful operation. So when I say to you that it isn't necessarily natural to red that we have carried for many eons, that it must also be accompanied by letting go of managing the process and holding on to expectations. In other words, when red manages everything, and when red says it has to be a certain way, then we are holding on to it and we're not allowing it to come in naturally. This whole thing might seem counterintuitive, because on the one hand, we think of red as strong and managing things. And yet, how can you complete a task and let go of managing the process and let go of expectations? That may not even seem possible. When you settle into your inner world, you can understand what is the right timing for each step of the process. That's one piece of what happens when you let go of managing. You don't try to push it to a certain time frame. You begin to ask internally, what is the time frame that is highest and best for this? So then managing is then dependent on listening to your inner self. Shifting expectations into intentions allows the universe to mold the process and the outcome to what is highest and best. This is a huge learning curve for humans who have been taught that we must manage everything, meaning that we must control everything. That is not the way of the new world. Instead, we can flow with the energy being created as it comes into form. We can flow with the energy that is being created as it comes into form. All right, this is a biggie, and probably will be coming back to us a number of times. All right, so here I would like to pause for a minute, and then we'll go into your individual readings. I would like to invite you to go to transformationaltools.com and take a look at what we have just launched, which is a membership program that we call the Vortal, which comes from the luminary vortality, and it's a combination of a vortex and a portal. And we have had a wonderful beginning with that. And March was the first month of it. And on each month, I will be giving a presentation, something like this, although it will not, sometimes it has the cards in it and sometimes it's not. And in that presentation, we break into small groups. So you get to meet the other people that are part of the Vortal. You get to talk about the presentation as to what the ideas are and what they mean to you. And there's our logo for the Vortal, which is really fun. And we really want to focus on creating a community, because we're in a time where it feels like there's a lot of separation, and we want to bring people together so they can help each other. And that's what the Vortal is all about. So this is a very big project for us, but we have been working on it for quite a long time, and we have been asking Spirit to show us what it needs, show us what the timing is, show us what we can do to serve through the Vortal. So if that's something that really makes sense to you, go to transformationaltools.com. That's our website. And there on the home page, you will have information about the Vortal. And there is a link there that takes you to our landing page. Or if you already know you want to be a part of it, there's a link there where you can sign up right away. And it's just $7 a month, because we want everyone to be able to be a part of this. And those of you who are on here, they're part of the Vortal, you might want to put a little one sentence or something about why you signed up for it or what you've found so far with it. Anything, if that's something you would like to do. All right, so now, Stacy, other things that we have coming up. Stacy and I and others of you will be at the Holistic Festival in Spokane in April, and we'll be putting out information about that. This Sunday, a couple days away, I am going to be doing a presentation at the Unity Church of Langley. And if you go to unityoflangley.com, you will see how you can get in on Zoom and join the Zoom watchers. And there are people in person as well, and I will be there in person. But you can join the Zoom watchers, and I feel like what I have prepared is a kind of another piece of what we've been talking about. And for those of you who have Christian origins, or you're just curious about that kind of thing, it's in that context because it is Palm Sunday, and I'm taking that Palm Sunday as a way to talk about what I call is the fragrance of hope that we can all carry and be. So, anything else, Stacy, that I've missed that we need to suggest? So I can't see that. Let's see. It's a little too small. But every month I will also be doing Journal with Your Knowing Self. And that those things, what I am doing there are both free. And then Dodie has started a series on crystals, learning about crystals, experiencing crystals. And she will be doing another session in April. And if you're part of the Vortal, you get a 20% discount. So it's just $20 for this wonderful energy that she brings, and the information is really helpful. So I hope you will all be part of that. All right, so let's begin with our list of people. And Stacy, you want to come on with me and you can feed me the names? Yay, there's Stacy. Thank you, Stacy. All right.
Leslie is first.
Okay. And I've immediately, the luminaries are jumping out and they're saying, we're it. We're the ones today for testing. Okay, so this one, I don't know why I always get this one mixed up with the other, but it's Awakened. Okay, I think Leslie may have gotten this one a while back. Yes, you got it 2 or 3 weeks ago. And Awakened is a wonderful one. Let me just focus in here for a minute, Leslie, to see exactly what that is for you. I think one of the things in the center there, the yellow, look like yellow leaves, to me, they're dancing. And part of what this is saying to me, Leslie, is you're going to be having more fun. And Leslie is going to be at the Razani Fair, and that is in Albany and Oregon. And so if you're anywhere near there, watch on Transformational Tools page on Facebook, and we will be giving you all the information about it. And Leslie, if you want to put up the link to that, that would be wonderful. There it is, RazaniFair.com. All right, so The other part of this is in here, it looks more like a blue. In the card, it looks more of like both are turquoise, but this one is a little bit lighter, and it has some green in it and some blue in it. And then what's standing out for me, Leslie, is these rockets. Do you see the rockets? Uh, and it's like something's getting ready to be launched. So I think this is a really good one. Yes. uh, this is a really good one because it is more fun, Leslie, and something getting ready to launch. So, oh wait, we have fun with this. Okay, who's next?
That would be Courtney.
All right, Courtney. Okay, Courtney's is color cards. So let's see what's up for Courtney. Strength and gold. Boy, Courtney, you're doing very well. Gold and silver are the highest frequencies in the color card deck. And so it says in the strength on the little card, willing to change, spiritually strong, celebrates life. Now, that can be your central color that you're working with, Courtney. And then don't be dismayed as if there are times when you don't feel that strength. And that's the time to call on the strength and gold. And it's like, teach me. How is it that I can get back into your frequency, gold? How can I be a part of that beautiful energy that is it's metallic and it's shiny and it's deep. There are many things about gold that are really wonderful. So be sure to don't get upset with yourself if you're not always there, because that's kind of how it is. And then allow yourself to go to the strength in gold to help you come back to that frequency, because that frequency is very much who you are. All right. And next is what?
April.
Hi, April. All right. So April, oddly enough, April loves the luminaries, but the color cards want to get involved here, April. So let's see what the color cards have to say. Ooh, you got the strength in black. Woo-hoo. This is wonderful. Okay. You know, a lot of times people have a little problem with black, but I like to look at it as black is part of the grounding to the earth. It's all the colors that are pigments that are part of the earth that come to meet together to create black. So that's where all the possibilities are. So what I'm seeing for you, April, is that you've been moving along, but now this time, this weekend and this next week is the time to focus on what are the things, the possibilities that are coming in for you. It's also a time of being focused, transforming, and full of potential. So some of this has to do with bringing the potential through you. So this is really exciting, April, because I think you've been through a lot where it felt like you were kind of sidetracked from where you were going. And now it's showing that this can be a time of great focus. All right, so who's next?
Will.
Okay. And Will is back with the luminaries again. Okay, so this one is Neo Matrix. And Neo Matrix is a wonderful card in that it says, Will, that you are in the process of creating a new matrix within you. So you know, sometimes that's kind of hard for us because we get used to the things that are in our current matrix. But this is saying, there's one of the cards, I don't know if it's this one. Let me look it up and see. But one of them that says there's way more in our crystalline core than what we realize. And that's kind of what I'm getting from this is there's so much that's coming through from your crystalline core. Let's see. So this is an interesting part. This is a message from the consciousness called Neo Matrix. As midwives to the transforming earth and its inhabitants, pioneering souls such as Will use their imagination to create my unique matrix. I suspect you were part of that, Will. Through this matrix, heavy carbon-based matter on Earth becomes a finer, higher vibration of silicone liquid crystal, which is available to create many new forms in a changing world. Ascension comes as Earth clears out toxins it has absorbed, raises its vibration, and reconfigures its core. Then its high energy lifeblood flows freely to every molecule within it, sustaining and transforming the symbiotic life forms it carries. Well, the same thing happens to us as individuals. As we change, we are being fed high energy lifeblood. So that's like earth energy. And that is what is changing us. And you can see how this is fairly complicated because our matrix is quite complicated and is probably adding more layers and more to it. So, Will, what you're doing is creating more layers. And that will be an interesting process for you. How exciting. Okay, so I want to put Neo Matrix. All right. Did we get everybody or
Yes, we did. I scrolled back, I have looked, and I think that's everyone. If we didn't get you, put up a chat, do a thumbs up.
Yeah, allow us to know that we didn't miss you. Okay, Stacy, I'm going to do one for you. Yours is a color card today. And we'll see what this is saying for you. Well, you're in the strength of pink. So this, pink is such an interesting color because it's innocent, trusting, and loving, but it's also very strong. And I mean, not strong in energy, but it makes a difference. It can go through places where there is so much barriers, and it can go through there because that people don't recognize it as how it changes things. And this one that Stacy has up, this rose, the rose and the pink and red rose are really healing. And the pink tends to heal the inner child. So if you take that strength in pink and apply it in whatever way it comes to you, Stacy, that is going to make a huge difference for you. It's also your body really wants the strength in pink and the healing, because there's a lot of healing energy in there, and it's a loving, healing, wonderful energy for us to have with us. It's also very compassionate, and it can come through us as we're carrying the strength of pink. That can come through us. All right, so do you have your cards there, Stacy? So pick a card for me. See what you get from me. She's laughing.
Drum roll. I lost the luminaries. There they are. And you are going to be right along with Will.
All right, Will. Let's Neo Matrix. We're both of us and probably all of us are working on our matrix and our levels of the matrix. Anything else come through? I know your voice is not up to par, but anything else come through?
Right. I know everything has to be in a different voice. It's a major change going on. We do have that solar eclipse coming, which I know is affecting a lot of us. But just tune into those little bits of energy. Know they're drifting down and in and through you, and they're recharging, re-assimilating, and preparing us for what's coming. And the Vortal is part of that. So
it is definitely. And what I'm feeling there is those bits of energy are coming in to light up the new layers. How fun is that? Okay, so Will says, yep, we are all influencing the new matrix of reality. That's true. As we work on our matrix, that becomes part of what happens for the whole of the Earth matrix. So it's a really, really special time for all of us. And sometimes we feel like that it's so chaotic and there's so much stuff going on that we're not sure how to think about all of this. But I really encourage you, if you don't have the color cards and the luminaries, I think that Stacy probably has the link there, but you can also go on to the website, transformationaltools.com, and go to the shop and just look for the Oracle decks. And there is one place where you can get both of the decks together for a special price. So if you haven't bought them yet, please go there and do that. There we go. All right, here we go. We're on a roll here. So please come and join us each week on Friday at noon, and we will be here waiting for you. And this week, be sure to work with both of our cards for this week. We have the, let me see here. We have the Strength in red, and then we also have Love. So Love is a really special one. If I were you, this is how I have worked with this before. Go in and write down whichever one of these words like compassion, acceptance, that, write it down and sit with it. And if you want to come to the journal with your knowing self, you can journal with that word and learn a lot about what that is for you. So I look forward to seeing you there. Please come join the Vortal. We're going to have a lot more fun and a lot of time to get to know each other and to realize this is a community where you can be exactly who you are and no one is going to judge you. So please come and be who you are and bring your wonderful energy into the Transformational Tools Portal. And thank you, Stacy, for being here. And thank you all for coming today. Appreciate it. We love having this here for you. So take care, and we will see you next week.